And by the way, before I get started, if you haven't already, please like and share the stream. Um, this space, very important, very important. Uh, it, and deserves not just myself, but the whole stream deserves to be shared. And you know, these the other creators that are along the ride with me, hey, you deserve more you know, recognition, more play. Because y'all do a fantastic job. All right, anyway, let's do it. National Guardsmen, who have been called into the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., to deal with a so called crime emergency, have been spotted literally just picking up trash. That's right. Troops were seen wearing yellow and orange high visibility vests over their camouflage gear, which kind of seems like a contradiction there. Wait, it's camouflage, but then you got the vest, so people can see them, of course. Well, now that makes sense. Anyway, they were seen wearing these duds as they picked up litter in Lafayette Park, just outside of the Trump White House. According to officials, the military was deployed as part of a, quote, beautification and restoration mission in Lafayette Square, the National Mall, and the Tidal Basin. Trump said that he had originally deployed the National Guard to grapple with, quote unquote, complete and total lawlessness in the city. I got news for you, okay? Someone throwing a wrapper on the ground is not an indication of complete and total lawlessness. I don't like it, don't litter. Okay? Don't be an a-hole and try to keep your city clean, okay? But that in itself though is not really an example of complete and total lawlessness. Okay? Look, the National Guard is there and Trump's making all these bizarre claims about lawlessness and crime and everything. Crime has actually hit a 30-year low. Not just in DC, but all across the country. We're safer now than we ever have been since the 1960s. Okay, and so I don't know. You know, I'm no economist or mathematician, but it seems like kind of a waste to have these 2,234 active National Guardsmen on duty throughout the city at a cost of $530 per day per guardsman. It's over $1 million a day. All right. And I mean, it just seems like a waste to me. Seems like a total and complete waste. Where's Doge? Waste, fraud, and abuse, right? Well, it seems like a waste, but you might be like, all right, well, who's going to pick up the garbage then? I don't know. The national parks workers? Oh, right. Trump fired them. Doge fired them in order to save money. Huh. Now, hold on here. Those national park workers made an average $17 an hour. Okay, $17 an hour. Apparently, those workers were too expensive to keep on, but the guardsmen that cost $530 a day per guardsman, that's totally within the budget. Is that, I mean, if you're wondering how it is that Donald Trump was able to bankrupt a casino, well, I mean, there's your answer. There's your answer. That is how. Look, the initiative, according to DC News Now, was part of an overarching plan that includes an estimated 40 or more tasks being conducted across the district, which again seems like a bit of a waste of both time and money. Yet, Trump, of course, is doubling down on this. In fact, he's looking to mobilize up to 1,700 additional National Guard troops across 19 states within the next couple of weeks, which I don't think is going to be received very well if the reaction in D.C. is any indication. In fact, one magistrate judge said that the way that the federal government has handled this entire thing is, quote, reckless and not legally acceptable. Quote, we don't just charge people criminally, throw them in the jail for a few weeks, and then bring them here in here and say, oops, my bad. That was Judge Zia Farquhar saying, speaking from the bench on Monday and saying, quote, I have never, ever in my life seen something close to the illegality of this search. And he's talking, and she, of course, was talking about everything that the Guard have been, along with the FBI, immigration, etc., have been tasked to do, which is to walk around and basically do these roving patrols to try to catch brown people. That's the reality. Okay. And she was speaking during a series of hearings for the people who ended up in federal courtrooms at the direction of the Justice Department on charges that in most jurisdictions would be handled by the local authorities. It wouldn't be handled by the National Guard. Okay. For example, in Southeast DC, where Washington actually saw its first homicide in nearly 2 weeks, early Tuesday, locals told NBC News that the National Guard presence wasn't really welcome. Ray 77 told NBC that police show up only when something like that happens, adding that he had not seen much change since Trump's policy went into effect, adding that he feels no difference in his safety level. Now, I don't feel any safer than I did before. Yeah, Brian Williams, not that one, okay, who reported seeing National Guard, FBI, and local police force in the neighborhood, said, quote, I really don't have a problem with police presence. It's much needed in certain neighborhoods of the district. Not all of them are needed, but some of them are needed. But the ones that are needed, you don't see the presence in there. Oh, really? It's funny how they never seem to go where they're needed, but always seem to go where they're not. All right. I mean, look, what they're doing other than picking up trash, as I mentioned before, going around and harassing brown people. They're helping Trump remove immigrants. In fact, one resident who lives in one of the city's largest Latin neighborhoods said that he has seen a surge in immigration enforcement. Quote, people are walking around scared. I've never seen the streets so empty. Well, welcome to Trump's America, where armed National Guardsmen are going around picking up trash and scaring brown people. That's really it. Look, I got to be honest. These troops probably are not thrilled about any of this. I know that there's a lot of right-wingers in the military, but the military also has a tendency to create a lot of left-wing veterans as well. And I think that at the end of the day, wasting their time like this in the way that Trump has been doing is not going to be looked on very well by, well, really anyone outside of Trump's circle of bootlicking sycophants. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.